Hello, welcome to Aaron's Game Room. I'm Aaron as always. The only thing more consistent than how inconsistently I get these videos out. Last week I was basically dying from a sinus infection. I'm still kind of coming through that, but hey, you're here to talk games. So let's talk some games. Last Monday I might have talked about our trip to Falls Con, but I probably wouldn't be a lot to say about that one. It was a good enough time. Me and Ian went, made some decent money there. We'll probably go again next year. One thing I do need to tell you guys about for sure that I've been wanting to get you guys a video for is the fact that we have a new release for you guys. Sort of. Now, if you've been following our videos for a while, or watching our channel, or coming to any of our conventions and stuff, then you've probably heard of Wonton Destruction. Wonton Destruction is a card game that we made that's pretty family friendly, where you and all your friends are out at a picnic on a beautiful day when, while you're goofing and playing around, one of these beautiful wontons has fallen into the mud. And you're not exactly sure how it happened, you're not exactly sure whose fault it is, but things have escalated quickly, and now as a single tear rolls down your cheek and white-hot rage flushes over you, you know one thing and one thing only, that you will be the only one to eat any wontons today and nobody else. So yeah, it's a pretty simple, family-friendly, silly card game. It was originally supposed to be our Kickstarter campaign last year, before the whole tariff situation came in and put pretty much all production in China on hold. And now it's set to be our main Kickstarter release next year. Early next spring is where we're planning on currently releasing that one. This year, we're dedicating to all the stuff that we had started to make plans for last year when the tariffs were high. But, like I said, it's been something we've been working on for a while. It's been something we've been showing people for a while, and people have been really clamoring for it at a lot of our conventions. Some people are really wanting to play this game, and, you know, because of, like I just said, stuff out of our control, we've had to delay it. But we found a way that we think, in the meantime, might hold you guys over, because in the meantime, before the Kickstarter comes out, we have the available new Wonton Destruction Appetizer Edition. The Wonton Destruction Appetizer Edition is available over on thegamecrafter.com. If you guys aren't familiar with what that is, the Game Crafter is an American board game manufacturer. They don't do like large print runs though. You're not going to use them to get, you know, a few thousand copies of your game made, but you might use them to make a few hundred copies of your game. And we've used them for a lot of our stuff. They're the people who made the first editions of The Cure and Gemblems. By the way, The Cure, second edition, is going up on BackerKit here on May 7th. Be sure to follow us for that. They're also who makes a lot of the components that we use in the Rondel game of ours, a little abstract strategy poker chip game. And of course, we use them for just a ton of prototyping in general. They're a pretty great resource. We actually really like those guys a lot. And of course, they're who we made our most recent like cardboard turn. I made a video for that one a month or so ago, showing off that new turn game we have. That is available to them as well. So hey, that's what I want to show off to you guys. They do print on demand, so that means they will print off a single copy of a game at a time. They don't need to print off several. They will literally just print you off one copy of a game. That's what we use them for a lot of times, and that's what we have now. So we want to let you guys know that we have fully published Turn, that one I showed off a little while back, and the Wonton Destruction Appetizer Edition over on thegamecrafter.com. So if you guys just need something to hold you over until the full game comes out later, this is available over on thegamecrafter.com. Now, what is the difference in the Appetizer Edition? Let's go over that. Now, whereas the standard deck of Wonton Destruction is a 100 card deck that we say comfortably plays up to 6 players with no real issue. You could even push it a little further if you wanted to. The Appetizer Edition of Wonton Destruction only has 50 cards in it. Now, keen-eyed viewers might already look at this and go, well, hey, wait a sec. That deck looks more than double the size of this one. Correct, because this actually is our current one we're like showing around at conventions for the Kickstarter. This doesn't just have the original 100 cards in it. This also has the expansion that we've been working on already shuffled into it as well, the Chili Bomb expansion. And has some promo cards mixed in it as well that'll be like free extra cards with the Kickstarter. That is why this deck is so much larger, besides even just being, you know, 100 compared to 50. But another thing about it is that we did actually distinguish the backs on all these. So this will be the look for the regular Wonton Destruction game, and this will be the back for the Appetizer Edition. The colors are slightly different, as well as we included the Appetizer Edition logo down there. So these cards will not actually be compatible unless sleeved with the expansion bits and stuff that go with this game. Also, there are a few cards missing between the two. We didn't just... In general, I took all the cards from this and kind of just cut them all in half, in general. But some cards in here we only had one copy of, so those just did not make their way into the Appetizer Edition. Anything that we only had a single copy of in the base game doesn't exist in Appetizer. So it is just a bit of a stripped down, streamlined version. Not stripped down in any way that you're missing anything out of it. I've been playing this a ton. I already had sort of my own copy from older prototypes that I'd made that I was testing out for quite a while with the idea of making this one. And I think it gives you the full experience. It's just in a more portable package. A deck box you can carry around. So it's a little bit more portable than the other one. It's a smaller deck, so this one only plays about 4 players. I wouldn't push it more than that. Even at 4 players, you're probably going to be doing a fair bit of reshuffling for it. But yes, if you guys are just hankering for some wontons, your stomachs are rumbling and you need some wontons in your belly now, you can go over to GameCrafter.com, or again, we have Wonton Destruction Appetizer Edition posted up there. I believe it's posted for $25. That sounds right to me. And yes, you can finally get this game onto your table somewhere to start playing with it. And as I said, because of the portability factor of it, it might be even a cool one to kind of have even with the full one later. Because I know I'll certainly be keeping my own copy around because I do like taking it to work with me and playing a quick game at break and stuff. And it's not as though this version is going to be like a huge box or anything, but something in a box like this size is certainly still quite a bit bigger than something in a box this size. And hey, before I send you off, I might as well go ahead and swing in mentioning again that this is also available to purchase over on the GameCrafter.com as well. So if you head on over there, you can pick up your own copy of this turn, or you can pick up you a copy of our nice little pocket-friendly Wonton Destruction Appetizer Edition. And hell, one more thing I'll toss in there. If you've been a long-time viewer, you may remember our game Velatum, a sort of dwarven battle chess game. We've had one of our members, Ian, working really hard on a version of that for Tabletop Simulator, and it is out now as well. So if you have access to Tabletop Simulator, you can go over there, search Velatum, V-I-L-I-T-U-M, and you can play our old Dwarven Battle Chess game over on the TV or computer now. So, hey, that'd be super awesome if you guys did. Hope you guys check out our stuff. If not, we'll see you next time. Do a little unboxing real quick for you, too. Get on out of there, card. We got a quick rule book. Small little guy. Nothing too much to this. And in case some of you guys maybe haven't seen, we do have art for the game all finished up now. So, for anyone who may not have heard how to play this game yet, it's very simple. At the start of the game, every player is going to have 3 wontons face down on the table in front of them. That is their plate of wontons. And then they'll be dealt 3 cards. On your turn, there are 3 types of cards that you can play. There are the blue strategy cards. Oh boy, then I can focus on there. There are blue strategy cards. On your turn, you can play as many of these as you want. Go hog wild. There are the red attack cards. You can only play one of these per turn, and playing them always ends your turn, unless it says otherwise, like this card happens to specifically say. And then there are the green reaction cards. Green reaction cards are not necessarily meant to be played in your turn. They are generally actually played outside of your turn. They're reactions. They react to things. They usually react to a fist flying at your plate of beautiful wontons. You'll usually use those for defensive stuff, but sometimes they can be played as sort of instance otherwise around stuff as well. And that's pretty much the whole game, guys. All it is just on your turn, you start by drawing a card, then you either pass or play. If you pass, you draw an extra card. If you play, like I said, you play cards like I just explained. If you end up destroying an opponent's wonton, they pick up the card and they add it to their hands. They lose a life, but they gain a card out of it. If at the end of a round, a player has no wontons on the table left in front of him, then they slump over in sadness and hunger, unable to continue the fight, so they lose. Last player with any wontons on the table left in front of them at all wins the game. But yeah, that's Wonton Destruction Appetizer Edition, showing off for you guys. We're really happy with this. We hope you guys end up having fun with this too. Yeah,